Back to these videos where you start your day in a more conscious way and continually to do that. It's a practice. It's a practice. Takes time throughout the day. So you recognize your thoughts, your feelings, your words, all of those things that really do create, or you're continually choosing your reality by those things. So this helps you to be more conscious. So you actually start living a life that feels better for you. Okay, I have some cards and then we're going to read from the book, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Haven't done that for a while. This is a deep book into your emotional state and physical being and stuff, but a good one. Okay, guys, we have the Tower. I know, we hate getting the same cards over and over again. Yes, we do. So let's not focus on it for too long. Things are breaking down. Things are splitting apart. The old has to go for the new to come. That's within our bodies. That's within our lives. That's within the world. It's happening everywhere. And I think that's why we keep getting cards like this, is because it is so prevalent right now. And we need to learn to deal with it in the way that what's happening on the outsides and the circumstances in the world, we don't want to get sucked into it and continually focus on it. That's where it's taking our energy that way. We also, of course, we can send love. We can be conscious. We can wish the best, compassion, love, peace for everybody. So continue to do that. And the next card is Five of Keys, wishes fulfilled, but it's actually, no, this is wishes fulfilled. Yeah. Thought it was another card. That's what we want to focus on, is our desires, how we want to live our life, because you will most likely be focusing on love, compassion, health, joy, which is going to contribute to the collective. The energy that we give out when we're happy, when we're in our joy, when we are in positive energy, when we are vibrating like that, it affects the people around us. So remember, you, by just working on yourself, improving things in your life, affects everybody around you and affects the collective energy. So we also do want to do that, right? As well as being, of course, nice, setting up loving boundaries with others, being compassionate, all of that. And then the Eight of Scrolls is about paths unknown. And this says when you go to work towards your desires or the life you want to live, there's, of course, paths. And it's easy for us to take a safe one and say, which is what I'm doing right now in my life. Definitely on a safe path. I know it. I realize it. I recognize it. I know that it's time to go more beyond my comfort zone, all of these things. I am just at a point where I'm like not really sure what's next. So I'm in that in-between stage and the void, some people say, noticing what do I really want to do? How do I really want to live this next? I know how I want to live. It's like, what do I want to do kind of for my passion work, purpose work? So it calls us to take maybe a different path in life that we might hear sirens. That is different for us. But when we know where we want to be and where we want to go, and even if you're like, I don't know, you know how you want to feel every day. So that is your desire. That's your future. That's what you want. A desire to feel more at peace, a desire to feel more healthy. Those are things. I'm not just talking about any career or where you want to live or whatever, right? So it's within. We're always talking about within. And that requires a rebirth, that we become different. We choose to become different. Where you are now is from your past words, thoughts, beliefs, actions, habits. And it's perfectly, it could be fine. I'm in a good place. Like there's nothing really wrong. I'm very grateful for my life. So I'm not saying it has to be bad. It's just, but now I know what I choose. I'm choosing in the future and I'm deciding. So yes, making a big change in my life requires me going beyond my comfort zone, doing something different. What is that going to look like? What can I start to do now? How can I start to believe things differently? How can I go within and hear my intuition more? Things like that. And that when you're doing that, you're becoming different. That's just the way it is. You're rebirthing into something new so that you can create something new in your life. All right, let's get to the book. I know I said it fast. I am just working on a bit shorter videos. This is so true, you guys. This is about our energy. We study the energy outside and give great value to energy resources, but we ignore the energy within. People go about their lives thinking, feeling, acting without understanding of what makes these activities take place. The truth is, every movement of your body, every emotion you have, and every thought that passes through your mind is an expenditure of energy. Just as everything that happens outside the physical world requires energy, everything that happens inside requires an expenditure of energy. So sometimes there's times when you're like, oh my God, I'm just so exhausted, or I'm so emotionally exhausted. And right now, most people are living like this. If you concentrate on a thought and another thought interferes, you will have to assert an opposing force to fight the interfering thought. When we're working on thinking more positively, right? We notice the negative come up. We're like, oh, okay, no, I'm now choosing. Being fully conscious is energy, and it takes work, and it takes, oh my God, I got to continually correct. It feels like I'm continually correcting myself, right? That requires energy. It can wear you out. It talks, you keep drifting off. You're thinking, and if you let the consciousness kind of go, you just go back to the old stuff, because that's easy. That's your automatic programming. So when you're trying to change the automatic programming, it's this more conscious, but we go back and forth. And so we feel ourselves going back and forth, which also expires energy to bring ourselves back forward, right? You also assert energy to deal with your emotions. So if there's this underlying frustration or resentment or anger or bitterness, all day, every day, because of these unresolved issues, you're going to feel that. And that is constant energy pushing it down, most likely. Pushing it down, saying, well, there's nothing I can do. I guess I'm all right. But it takes constant energy. Creating thoughts, holding on to thoughts, recalling thoughts, generating emotions, controlling emotions, and disciplining power, inner drives, all require a tremendous expenditure of energy. So while we're working on changing ourselves, being more conscious, we're going to require energy. But you know what? That's because we're giving energy out. That is why it's important to bring it in, or to flow it into you, or to turn on your energy. Now, that's what we're going to talk about a little bit in this video. So don't think, oh my God, this is hopeless. There's nothing I can do then. No, that's because you're giving out all the time. But you haven't taken the time to give in. And that's what we do when we do our breathing. So doing the breathing in the morning, and I want you to do more during the day, time by yourself, walking in nature, being by water. Today I went for a walk with my dog, and the sky is so beautifully blue, not a cloud, beautiful sun. And I just breathed in and just was fully present in the moment. Gratitude, 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 love, all of that. And that feeds my energy. That makes me feel good. Here's another great example. And it gives it in the book, which I loved. I'm like, that is so true. So we're talking about now your chakras could be shut off because of emotional blockages. So you can go on YouTube and look at a chakra meditation, CHARKA. That's chakra. But also, listen to this. So we know, especially women being teenagers and boys, I guess, that we can feel blah, 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 right? And then you go to school or something, and the boy you like talks to you, and you're like, oh, and you feel like so excited, and the energy's just up, and you're telling, and you can't sleep, and you're grinning, and you're smiling. Just in that instant, that flooded you with energy. What about when this happened to me, when we're in our party days, we're at a party, and it's like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I got to go home. I just want to go home. There's nothing here. And then someone walks in, and you're like, ooh, hello. And he starts talking to you, and you have great conversation, and you're really attracted to him, and you think, whatever, him, her, attracted to you, and you sit up all night talking. All of a sudden, you have so much energy, you're not tired at all. What happened? You were super tired, dragging, feeling empty. All of a sudden, this flood of energy that continues to come throughout the whole night because you're with that person. That can also happen with stress or trauma, right? We can stay up, like when my daughter passed, I was woken at 3 a.m. in the morning by the police, and I stayed up all night and the whole next day. Like there's no way I wasn't tired. I was just full of energy, right? That's, it just shows you we can be pumped full of energy, and that's adrenaline. Now, we don't want to live on forced energy in a high stress state. But this tells you we can change our energy. There is always, always energy available. So if you're giving out all the time, like what we talked about, and being more conscious and choosing a more conscious life, like we're doing on working on our inner stuff, it can be exhausting. Then if we take in what's going on and start worrying about this and start worrying about that and start thinking about this over and over again, and then we go, no, 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 I shouldn't think about it. Stop it, move on over here, right? That's so much energy. So that's what you could be experiencing now. Rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, body work, chakra, getting the massage, moving the energy, jumping on a mini trampoline, going for a walk, being in nature, sitting with your eyes closed or staring at the ocean, breathing in the beautiful energy, focusing your thoughts just on gratitude and breathing in, looking at what's around you. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Look at how beautiful that is. Imagining this energy flowing in and flowing down, and just this constant stream, like a waterfall or like a beam of light going up and down. Those are things you can do. We need to replenish our energy. What fills your cup? What makes you feel good? What makes you energized, right? Do those things. Don't just continually give out. You need to receive. Yes, you do. All right. Breathing in, imagine this beautiful life force energy coming in, filling up your whole body, every cell. As you exhale, flushing out the old or the gray or what doesn't serve you. Inhale, breathing in this beautiful energy, bringing it right up, come above. Imagine white, sparkling light coming down and just flooding you with this beautiful light energy, clearing all your centers, clearing all the gunk, opening up to this beautiful life force energy, grounding beautiful energy from the ground, coming up into your heart center, opening up, big ball of light. Exhale right down to the ground, going right down deep, deep, deep into the earth. Sorry, the breathing is short today because I talk too much. I hope this was a good message. Now I take the advice, do more things to feed your energy, to fill up your cup. Have a great day. Bye.